She doesn't want to play basketball. She wants to be a 304. She's got that 304 spirit. Charleston White was right is a comment that you see underneath most recent photos by Angel Reece. Most of the photos that are posted of her like this, I don't know yet if I'm going to actually show this photo without censoring it, but that's saying a lot. And the reason why a lot of people are chiming into this particular topic is you have the people like this top commenter who says, 2 days later, why are people sexualizing me? And of course, he's referencing a past comment and statement she made of being tired of being sexualized. And you can't complain about that and continue presenting yourself this way online consistently, right? You're reinforcing yourself and your image to everybody else. And when you do that, you're affecting your brand, how people see you. And we get a lot of chicks don't understand this. Why can't I dress like a 304 online, but still want a husband? Please. We know they need just a little bit, just a drop of coffee in the mind, and it'll finally start making sense. But this is a disconnect a lot of these chicks have. To her, it's really detrimental to her image because it's not just the guys who are looking at this and being like, double standard, and you're presenting yourself like a 304. It's also her fans. It's also her female fans. And they have a lot to say. Let's just read a few comments here. I'm starting to believe what Charleston White said on that podcast. Somebody else here says, this is a woman. She says, when that stylist told her he would like to see her with more clothes. I agree. She's super pretty and gives model type. Sometimes less is more. Very true. Very true. Especially when every chick looks like this and takes photos like this, then you will stand out even more. The question about all this and the women we see doing this is, what is it for? The only conclusion we can all come to is that it's for attention and hoping that this will lead to money. But I think when you have a conversation about building a long-lasting brand that not only grabs attention, but also one that the people who you're serving respect, then I would move a lot differently. Somebody else here added, OMG, I hate when people sexualize me. Damn, they're really holding her accountable here in this comment section. All right, so we have a brother here who says, LOL, yeah, I agree with Charleston White. Every time we see Cece, so he's talking about Caitlin Clark, it's basketball related. Never BS like this. And the question people may be asking, well, why does she have to do this? Does it pay more for her to maybe embrace this brand and is the money to her worth it? Something that really solidified me addressing this topic was this news. Did you guys know how much Angel Reece makes a year? And these are her words, right, from her contract. You know what? I actually want you guys to take a guess. If you could guess right now, shoot off numbers. What do you think? Because I know some of you probably already saw this because the article came out last year. Shout out to the new year and happy new year to you all, by the way. Did you guys know how much she made? Because I'm about to reveal it right now. I saw this post recently that, I'm going to be honest, slightly shocked me. And you're going to understand why that is here in a little bit. But it's headlined, Angel Reece, my $73,000 WNBA salary can't cover my bills. I'm living beyond my means. When I read that, I thought of another post that revealed that she pays $8,000, I believe it was. Here we go. So this was in the article, right? But the post that I saw was on Instagram on a whole different page. And I saw that. In my mind, I said, okay, she's spending $8,000 a month in rent. When you calculate that in a year, her rent cost more than what her salary is with her contract with the WNBA. There is some serious money management issues going on here. And you know, I remember leaving a comment when I think it was a Spiritual Word posted how much she spends a month on rent. And I said, hey, she's very talented. I would suggest that she doesn't spend that much on rent and invest her money, right? And make better financial decisions. And a bunch of people came at me talking about, how do you know you're not her daddy? blah, 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 you know, the usual. The usual out here when you're serving coffee. But this right here proves to me that I was absolutely right. And also might point to the desperation to draw attention in the hope that this will somehow turn into a lucrative venture. I don't think it's worth it. I think most people don't think it's worth it. Here is the original snippet from Charleston White, where he goes into the whole she doesn't want to play basketball. Check it out.
I'll be looking at the way she dressed. She don't want to play basketball. She got that spirit. Is she a basketball player? Don't know about this. Don't no woman play basketball. Them boys like sell some to get you OnlyFans. She'll make way more money OnlyFans than trying to shoot a jump shot.
Yeah, she's transitioning, man. I mean, she was open. She said that she only makes $74,000 a year.
She really want to be on. Look how she dressed. Look how she take her pictures. She really want to be on. She the only woman in the basketball league that displaying the sexuality online that she's doing. She really want to be on. She want to be one of the rappers.
Maybe she's bringing more dudes to become WNBA fans, though.
So I want you guys to see what I was talking about here, because I didn't even see this comment. This comment right here. Remember when I said that there are these chicks who are out here and they get attention for their looks, and they're able to survive off, I'm assuming, men who fly them out, pay for their bills. Now, these chicks don't identify as escorts. They don't. But that's kind of what they're doing, right? Getting passed from one rapper to another. He buys her a car and some jewelry, and this famous guy has her for a few months, and she then parades on the Shade Room. The Shade Room and Instagram works like Amazon for escorts, honestly. And these rich and famous men, some of them maybe even not famous, pay for their stuff. And then when they get posted online, you have people comment stuff like this. Who is she? Like, who is this person? Why is this person all over? In most cases, they're being discovered because they're dressing really revealing and wearing as little clothes as possible. But that can only last for so long. We see it right now with Young Miami and the City Girls going broke. You see it with Brittany Renner, who's now embraced a new religion and talked about struggling to feed her children. I'm saying this isn't the way to go, in my opinion. Charleston White is wild. All right. Let's see what other comments we have here. This comment here says, Caitlin Clark is both a classier woman and a better player than Angel Reece. At this point, there's no point even comparing them. This is not Magic and Larry. This is LeBron and Melo. Here's somebody else who says, she looks good. What's the issue if you like women? You see, this right here is a perfect example. There are guys out here who just think the whole world, everybody should just be as provocative as possible. 304s everything. The more 304s for them, the better. Here's another comment that says, I mean, she's a grown adult woman. She can do whatever she wants. You see, that's the problem too. You're 22 years old. Most people regret the things that they used to do when they were 22. And what would be ideal for someone like Angel Reece would be to have people around her to guide her so that she doesn't ruin her reputation and brand, because things can get very sad very quickly. We've seen how it turns out for every woman who chooses to embrace the 304 lifestyle and image online. Most of them end up regretting it. They end up changing their lives. Some of them, it's all an act. Some of them genuinely went through hell and back, right? And they're doing better. But you don't have to go through that. Can there be somebody out here? Because people are like, well, let people live their lives. Can there be somebody out here who's not trying to embrace this image? Can there be one person? Is that allowed for one person to be trying to do things differently from the cultural norm? I am a bit hesitant to actually believe that all she makes a year is $73,000, because she probably has sponsor deals and she has this podcast, right? Unapologetically Angel. I wonder how long it's been going. Let's go to oldest. 4 months. Okay. So this is actually pretty new. It's fairly new. Seems like she's been working on this though, right? Let's go to popular. It's got some big guests on there. I know Shaq was on there. There we go. Oh, we've got Sexy Red appearing on the podcast. Yeah, less of this and more of respectable figures. I mean, if she really embraced the podcast and things, she can make more than that with the podcast and just leaned in towards that. And in order for people to really want to go there and listen, you have to be either entertaining, naturally funny. That's why comedians do really well online, or you have to be informative. She can't do the other two things, be like trending topic type channel. There's like the news broadcasting channel and also the education platforms. Maybe an education thing. She could teach some stuff on there. All I'm saying is she doesn't have to go that other direction. And chances are they will be regret, seeing as how she's already complained about being sexualized. This is a step to continue that further. Next up, we're going to address this Ocho Cinco situation with his ex.
On are the ones, well, you cheated on your ex-husband for him. Like, y'all don't know my story. Y'all don't know what happened. We weren't married. He married me after I stepped out with Chad because he didn't want to lose me. So
let's talk about that. Mm-hmm. You were in a relationship prior to meeting Chad.
Yes,
you were
with my son's father.
With your son's father, and you cheated on your son's father with Chad.
Yes.
You stepped outside of the relationship.
It was done. Like, I went through so much with him. It was a lot. And it was to a point where I was like, whatever. Like, we were building a house and everything. We were not married, but we were together for 6 years. So, but it was so much after when you're getting cheated on constantly and you're staying there, like, you're pregnant and they're not there. They're out with their ex. It was so much going on in that relationship. And
you know what modern women are really good at? Not being wives. Not being wives. And let me explain what I mean real quick. Have you ever wondered why things are manageable, definitely not pleasant or anywhere near very successful when you're dealing with the modern chick in a relationship with her, but they're manageable up until the point you do what? Make her wife.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
You're giving her a job title that she is not qualified for. She's qualified for the step before the wife. Most modern women make great girlfriends, side chicks, situationship chicks, even fiancés. But the moment you put that badge on her finger and you say, I do, and you give her that title of being a wife, and you tell her, now do wife shit, she's going to F up. She's cheating. She misses the girls' trips. She thinks you're controlling. All of a sudden, she's doing all the work and you're not doing anything at all, right? Isn't it funny how that works? As soon as you make a woman who isn't yet a wife because she doesn't have those qualities and attributes, things go south. But it's really not surprising when you think about it.
I finally had enough. I was like, I'm just going to do me.
Did Chad approach you knowing you were in this relationship?
I approached Chad. Actually, this is what I did. I was laying on the couch because I was pissed off, and we had just got to arguing, and it was that Sunday, and I sent heart eyes because I was watching his story. I sent heart eyes, and he responded right back. And
I bet he did.
She has no regrets. The way she's giggling, the way she's chuckling and laughing, she has no regrets. Married, sending another man hard eyes so he could come over and bust her cheeks. That's some nasty work.
Chad has always been my celebrity crush.
Really?
Yes.
For like years?
Years. He was my favorite athlete. He's always been like, I have never felt a way about a man the way that I feel about Chad. Ever. I know, it's crazy.
So when people say, well, it's karma, Sherelle.
Yes, they be like, well, it's karma. You cheated on your husband for him. No, it's not, because I went through a lot. I should have left. And I think that was my biggest message to people when I was telling that story is, instead of trying to stay for your kids or for financial reasons, it's better to leave than continue to hurt each other. And that was the point I was trying to get across. Instead, I stayed. He proposed to me, and we got married. And I cut off communication with Chad, and he can tell you this. And we stayed married for like 7 months, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, you only married me because you didn't want me to leave you.
And do you think he proposed to you?
That's the excuse she gave for leaving. They all have their own excuses. These modern chicks do not make any of these modern chicks into wives unless if you want pain. So many examples.
Because he knew that you were.
I told him. I told him I stepped out.
With Chad Ochocinco.
Wild. I think there was one more post here too. Let's see here. What else do we have?
Were together, it was a monogamous relationship.
When we were together, there was some going on, and I found out about it. Texting other women, sleeping around. I found out about it, and I was like, this shit, like, you know who I am? Like, I know who you are. I'm gonna respect what you have, but it is what it is, and nobody's perfect.
Let's look at some of these comments here that people have. Say first comment here says, I can tell she already back with Chad. She gives that energy in all the interviews I've watched. Yeah, she's definitely. I was thinking that when she was giggling and laughing. I was like, he's still got that. Another person who says, so is she the problem? She's definitely the problem. Here's another person who says, damn, so that mean I'm going to end up with Chris Brown? Let go, slide up, and send hard eyes. This comment's crazy. Can you think of how easy it is in today's culture for a lot of these women who require nothing but money? Let's really be honest here. There are a lot of these chicks who only are focused on what they can get financially from the men around them. They don't value long-lasting marriages and relationships. The amount of women that probably slide in a lot of male celebrities' DMs is probably crazy. And I'm sure they get their equal share of those guys sliding into their DMs, right? To me, this sounds like you cheated on your husband, went to another man who cheated on you, and you're somehow shocked by this whole situation. But something tells me this is just a toxic relationship, and that's just how she likes it. There was another video here about possibility of like STDs and stuff.
So when you and Chad were together, it was a monogamous relationship.
When we were together, there was some going on, and I found out about it. Texting other women, I found out about it, and I was like, this shit, like, you know who I am? Like, I know who you are. I'm gonna respect what you have, but it is what it is, and nobody's perfect. I just feel like when things happen, be honest about it. Like, it shouldn't lead to that point of how I'm finding out. Yes, I went through the phone, and that's how I found out, but.
Okay, because word on the street is that you discovered Chad was cheating on you with home surveillance footage.
That's not true.
That's not true.
I went through the phone.
You went through his phone, and what did you see exactly?
Women. Just women everywhere. I mean,
like photos of women?
They're going to throw themselves at him because of who he is. Chad is a fine man. Like, he's very good looking. And he's showing out now because he's in the gym. But, yeah, it was...
Was it text messages?
Here's what's crazy about these type of situations, right? Is you'll see chicks dealing with this. They'll get online, they'll complain, be like, oh yeah, he was cheating, he couldn't stop. Maybe things will work out, maybe they won't. But let's say they don't work out and she leaves. The next chick will come on here expecting the same thing to be different from what the last one was dealing with. This is why you can't you can't really feel bad for these chicks, right? They'll go find a man and really know how he runs his relationship and that part of his life. And they'll think they're special and it should be different because, oh, he's finally going to treat me differently from the rest. Oh, but it's the right thing to do. Doesn't matter. That's how he's choosing to live his life. And so it's really, I think, hard for anybody to look at a woman like this. Forget that she cheated on her husband. Just that alone. Probably is back with him. Probably will get back with him. Most likely will divorce again if it hasn't been finalized, or will separate again. We'll see.
Look at Carla Carlos.
You know, because I want to be.
Listen.
No, because I want to be able to make sure you clear the air. Because again, a lot of people did think he gave you an STD.
He did not give me
Okay, so we want to make that clear.
He never gave me an STD.
Okay, so I'm glad we made that clear.
Yeah.
A lot of people ran with the story that you saw him having sex with another woman in
I
the
would
house.
be in this chair right now if that happened.
Okay.
You'll have to bail me out, Carlos.
Okay, and I will. You my sis. I got you.
Do you guys ever think like the STD thing is really a weird one, right? Because you always see people say, no, it didn't happen. I'm not saying it did or didn't, right? But anybody who gets online and says it did happen, you're essentially throwing yourself under the bus too. So the smart thing is to get online and say, no, it didn't happen. Am I the only one who thinks about that when I hear people address STD rumors? Comment down below. I'm curious.
Got you. We're going to accept the plea deal, though, but I'm going to make sure to bail you out. I got you, babe. I got you. I promise.
No, I respect Chad, and, at the end of the day, we're still a family. Like, no matter what things happen, nobody's perfect, and I'm not here to
The
judge.
thirst is real. Hey, Nene.
It is.
Mentioned something along the lines of she wanted Chad, and
I'm
you
about to slide in them DMs.
And-
And I was like, don't catch nothing. And people was like, oh, no, did he give you something? No, he didn't. What I was saying was everybody trying to jump on and everything else. Be careful because you might catch something. So, and then I looked at it. I was like, damn, I should have never wrote that. But I was pissed. But no, he did. For everyone who was asking, no, he did not give me anything.
Okay, so let's clear this up. Did Chad give you an STD?
No, he did not. No.
Okay.
I was angry. And people always want to slide in them DMs. So I'm like, don't catch nothing.
All right, so in this video, she was clearing the whole STD rumors. Yeah. Let's check out some of these comments. Top comment here says, damn, do y'all think we could ever go through a man's phone and not find something? LMAO. Like, damn. I mean, even with regular non-celeb men, do we have a chance at faithfulness at all nowadays? The same chick posting and asking this is just like the Rochelle chick in this video, probably cheating alongside the man who she's with. Here, we have Dr. Bryant over here. It's always in the phone. That's why I don't play about having full access. Where's her husband, right? That's the question we have for
Okay,
you.
so
This next video I want to get into is captioned, what is going on with the job market and the economy?
35 and homeless. I am for the first time going to ask you to please consider sticking around. I think I do have some great insight based off of what I'm currently going through. Today's a frustrating day. I was scammed this week and pretty annoyed more than anything at the loss of my time in being scammed for an open position. Which brings me to my numbers. I'm approaching 1,900 job applications in 2024 alone. With how quickly I work, I will be over 2,000 job applications by the end of this weekend. And I've had 16 interviews. Yeah, it's really frustrating. And before anyone starts, you should go do this. I have 8 resumes that are keyword optimized for career positions that I've held in the past. I have the additional 3 resumes that are geared towards part-time work. 1 for food service, 1 for warehouse work, and 1 general one that I can just hand to someone if they ever ask for it. And I am approaching 1,900 job applications this year. I don't know what the f is going on. Been homeless now for just over 3 weeks. Lost my car. My dog and I are staying with an incredible host family that is going to be taking care of us for the next 2 weeks. But I just want to be back out on my own. I'm more than capable of taking care of myself. I've had to accept some help over the last couple of weeks. And that's something that I've never done before. Primarily because I know that I'm capable of working my way out of it. And during the day, I work on my practice. But without funds to even feed myself, I can't really afford to market myself either. So I kind of just gotta hope I run into someone at the park or at a community event because I can't afford to go to networking dinners right now. And to be the cherry on top of this wonderful Sunday, we've been pushing STEM education for several decades and telling kids to go study computer science. And I just found out that a couple of very large companies, including Salesforce, are not gonna be hiring for those positions in 2025 because AI can do their job.
So I was actually curious when I was hearing him talk about how many job applications he's turned in and his struggle. I was thinking to myself, I wonder if this has to do with AI and that disrupting his industry. And he just revealed that that's the case. Let's keep listening a little bit more.
And how awesome is that we've been telling people to go, into computer science, and one of the key roles that's always been available for them in Silicon Valley is just not going to be there anymore. And it's absolutely wild to me. So I don't know what the f- is going on with this country. I don't know if anyone's actually hiring, and I'm not applying on LinkedIn, Quick Apply, or Indeed. I'm using the boards, of course, and using other job boards like Flex Jobs and stuff to find positions that I can apply for. But most of my jobs I apply for on company websites. So 1,900 job applications.
When you're in the experience of rock bottom, which is what it sounds like he's in right here, and that's unfortunate. It's a challenge to then strategize and try to find a way out. Right? When shit has hit the fan. My only thought when I see people who may or may not be disrupted by AI and how it will eventually take a lot of jobs is anybody who's concerned at all, you should be doing research on this prior. I'm not saying this is what he should have done or shouldn't have done. Maybe he did. Maybe he did do the research and think to himself, I think I'll be fine. But this is for anybody who may be concerned about AI taking over their jobs. Is I'd be very careful and intentional and pay attention to your job market and how AI may affect it, and really study to see how vulnerable you are and try as much as possible to get ahead of that. Easier said than done, like anything else in this life. But this is for anybody who may be thinking, well, I wonder if I'm susceptible to this type of a situation with AI. I think most of us are. That's why I choose to exercise, embrace it in different steps. You guys already see that here on this channel. And I try to learn as much as possible, but I just see more and more people whose jobs are being affected by the rise of AI. And I would suggest to anyone to really be intentional about trying to figure out how to offset that. Maybe even consider a whole nother new industry.
Can't even get seasonal work. So I don't really know what to do. I'm going to figure out a way to reset over the next couple of hours and just keep on applying for jobs this evening. And the reality is I want to keep on doing what I'm doing, but you can't keep on doing the job if it doesn't pay the bills. I can't market my services on TikTok. It's not allowed. But if you'd like, go Google me, check me out. Maybe you've been looking to work with someone like me, or maybe you have a loved one who could use my help.
Why can't he market his services on TikTok?
Or maybe you run a business and you could use a hand. I'd love to speak to every last one of you if I could. But I'm pretty frustrated. I don't know what's going on. And for the first time in my life, hard work just isn't producing results. And I don't get it. I just don't. So thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's a little bit longer than I initially intended, but I know that I'm not the only one struggling right now. And I was asked in a recent comment how I'm able to stay so positive, being homeless, carless, just me and my dog trying to figure it out. And the reality is it's very natural to me. I don't really have to try. I treat others the way I wish to be treated in this life. And it just naturally leads to me being positive. But admittedly, today's one of those days where being positive is a little bit tougher. So I'm just gonna get back to work, not dwell on the problem, try to put in the effort to keep my mind busy, and hopefully something will come up.
Okay, so this video obviously picked up some traction here. A lot of people are giving him advice, and there are a lot of people who are job searching currently. AI is going to disrupt a lot of things. I pulled up to a store. I think I was grabbing like a coffee or something like that. Of course, this was it wasn't a store actually. It was like a fast food restaurant. I pull up to like the menu section as a drive-through, and the whole process of when I was actually placing the order, right, placing the actual order, was all AI. It took down my order. It asked me if I wanted anything else. I even tried to mess with it and cancel the order and do something different just because I was really shocked. And it did it. didn't complain. There's also these job marketing, AI job marketing advertisements that I don't know if they were real or not. I think they were in San Francisco. Hire AI. It was like, hire AI. They won't complain. They won't ask for, let me see, higher wages. Here it is. I thought this was nuts. Now, I haven't confirmed if this is actually legit or not, but here it is. All right, so guys, check out this article. It reads, AI company trolls San Francisco with billboards saying stop hiring humans. So the billboard is what's very trolly and isn't really that funny when you put into perspective how this is actually affecting humans and the job market, right? Real lives are being affected because real lives and people's jobs are being taken. So the billboard reads, artisans won't complain about work-life balance. The era of AI employees is here. And so they're advertising AI customer service reps for companies, and they're not going to complain about work-life balance. They're not going to complain about higher wages. In fact, the cost to pay them will probably decrease over time because they will just keep on getting better. And instead of asking for a raise because they're getting better at their job, their cost to maintain them are just going to stay the same while productivity increases. And of course, for a company, they look at this and say that will increase revenue. And then you have the AI companies competing over which customer service reps who are AI you're going to pick. And they're going to try to lower their prices so that they're competitive. So compared to a human being who will complain about work-life balance, who needs a break once in a while and will demand for more money, I think a lot of people aren't thinking about how this will affect them enough.
Since the dawn of the generative AI era.
And of course, I just pressed play there, but we're having our AI assistant. I just think it's fitting. Who's going to read this article?
A few years ago, the march of technology toward what tech companies hope will replace human intellectual labor has continuously sparked angst about the future role humans will play in the job market. Will we all be replaced by machines? A Y Combinator-backed company called Artisan, which sells customer service and sales workflow software, recently launched a provocative billboard campaign in San Francisco playing on that angst, reports Gizmodo. It features the slogan, "Stop hiring humans." The company markets its software products as AI employees or artisans. Ad choices advertising. The company's billboards feature messages that might inspire nightmares among workers, like artisans won't complain about work-life balance, and the era of AI employees is here. And they're on display to the same human workforce the ads suggest replacing. Preying on AI angst. The reaction to the ads online has been largely negative. Last week, a Bluesky user named SpacePrez posted one of the billboards on the social media site simply with the comment, "Ah." It currently has over 2,000 likes.
Moving on.
My Filipino wife has been Americanized. My Americanized Filipino wife. That seems to be triggering a lot of people. Let me explain what I mean. In America, if a woman, if a wife, even a girlfriend, is not happy in the relationship, all she has to say to the world on social media, and especially to the government, "I'm not happy." And if she drops the word abused or anything along those lines, the American system steps in. It steps in to protect her against any for any allegations that she makes. And the man's side of the story is, it's all assumed. I'm an evil, controlling, patriarchal, oppressive white dude. And the narrative quickly, instantly becomes me bad, she victim. So the fight that we're having, that's still there. Okay. That's always going to hang over my head. I'm a passport bro. I brought her here. I married her here.
You know why I did that. If you've been watching this channel for a few years, you know exactly why I did that. Just keep listening.
I signed all the government forms saying that I will support her for a minimum of 10 or 1,000 years. I don't know. I don't even know what I signed. And all you dudes out there who have been through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Americanized means weaponization of the male-female relationship to benefit the female, because family court is not a judicial system, it's a corporation. For profit, digging into the pockets of dads, of men. Because, yeah, we're in a patriarchal system and men still have most of the money. Now, that's exactly what's true in our relationship. She doesn't have any money. I have all the money. And it's, you know, a relationship can go south when the woman has lost love for her man and she's just going for the bag. And if she goes for the bag, she's going to get a huge portion of that.
You're seeing right now, you're seeing exactly, and I mean exactly, this is almost too perfect. I'm sorry he's going through this. This is unfortunate, highly unfortunate. What you're seeing is exactly why I've told men many a times, do not, if you're a man who values the type of experience with the woman who, or you're interested, right, in going to a foreign country and dating, which I encourage you to go wherever you're appreciated, wherever you think you get the best return on your investment, even if that's here. But do not bring these chicks back to the U.S. And I've said this so many times over and over again. And the thing that blows my mind is I've actually had people argue in the comment section down below. Oh, it's fine, bring him. No, it's not. Very, very controversial opinion I have. But I do not care. You don't know who that woman is once she starts getting force-fed tea. You don't know if she's the type of chick who will reject it and say, you know what, I want to embrace the traditional values that I was given in my home, the dynamics I saw within my family. More often than not, if you talk to even men who aren't passport bros, who brought their wives here from other countries, they struggle with their women embracing feminism. Some of them, it rips apart and destroys their marriages. And so let this be a lesson to any guy out here who may be considering and wondering, why should I not? Why not? Why should I not bring her here? And what's crazy to me is the same guys who will understand all these concepts, and this is not just about him, but they'll watch content like this, right? And I'm talking about men who value marriage here. They will marry these women without any legal protection. How are you doing that, man? How? How are you doing that with all the resources out here available to you? Oh, but prenups don't always work. Shut up. So what? Do nothing? You've got to protect yourself in some form or fashion, some way, right? I have a guide. Right now, it's 100% free. fathersofrights.com. I'm going to continuously push that. It walks you through how to draft a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement. And it's not me presenting the legal information. We have experienced attorneys there. But just seeing this, me knowing the guy didn't protect himself whatsoever, from what it sounds like, now she's over here claiming that she's abused, which I think is a way some of these chicks actually get citizenship, if they can claim that they're battered. It's just all bad. It's just all bad.
That's what I mean by Americanized. Jan is solidly Filipina, and that comes with a lot of stuff. And one of those things is she's going to be fiercely defensive for her family, her mom and dad. And this whole fight is hinging on the fact that I disrespected her mom and dad. Never mind that they disrespected me too. We'll get into that later. But Jan is not Americanized in that she's materialistic or even greedy. But she senses and she knows the support that she would get if things really got ugly between us. The American system is on her side, not mine, not the man's. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, that's it for now. More later.
What it sounds like is that there's context behind the story. I see down there it says J and viral video. Kind of want to check that out, see what that's about. What are people talking about? Oh, this is probably her. Is this her?
Evan, to me, you can do it.
No, he can't. Absolutely not. No way. You're a person as well.
So I guess
and you deserve to be treated with dignity.
She's getting the internet riled up on her side is what it sounds like. Oh,
Today is a special day. It's because we're going to Waikiki. Halika, samahan.
Oh, she's a Filipino housewife. He pays for her.
Someone who...
Okay, so it sounds like this here's the follow-up vid And it starts off with her saying, he disrespected my parents. Let's listen.
Snatching some things verbally and physically. So what I am thinking that time, you are freely disrespecting me and abusing me. I think that's enough. You can do it. You can do it 24/7 to me. You can do it anytime. But to the point that you're gonna be disrespecting my people, especially my parents, I think that's what, draw the line. I think that's when the time that I said I want to separate. It's not because I wanted to separate just because I wanted it. I've dealt a lot with him for the last 2 years that I am here. For the last 2 years, I am standing up for myself. I know it's really difficult because I have children. And I honestly doesn't want to separate with him. It's just came out to my mouth that I'm so fed up. I'm so done. It's because I'm so hurt and he's not gonna change. There's no way that he will change. All I know is if I didn't stop or I didn't make a move, it's gonna be a normal. He's gonna disrespect me. He's gonna disrespect my people. He's gonna disrespect anyone. So this is just me that,
What did he do? She's divorcing him because he disrespected her parents? That's what I'm getting so far.
I mean, putting some boundaries.
Hate everything about me and what I provide and decide to leave.
He claims that I hated what he provides. As far as I remember, I'm always grateful for him. I'm always vocal, thanking him for my life right now. You can see my social media. I never criticizes him. It's always praising even though there's something going on inside our house. I will never speak or talk about our fights on my social media. It's because I am protecting him and I'm protecting my children. We have kids, The next 10, 20 years, there's gonna be social media and they might see this. I think
they're not going to might see this. They're definitely going to see this. I want to know more about what she's complaining about. But this chick has an aesthetic housewife TikTok, right? Kids, they have kids. Sounds like they've been married for a couple of years here. And sounds like he takes care of everything. They live in Hawaii, not a cheap place to live. So based on how this divorce might go, she's definitely coming up. Yeah.
Video. I got.
Let me see. Yeah. I wish I had more context. She's talking so slow in these videos.
We're going to do a series where we walk to the mailbox every day waiting for Jayanne to get her green card.
Yeah. Day one. Bill, this is for you. Oh, you cannot show that.
Social Security off.
Oh, shoot, man. We've seen all we need to see here. She got it. She's out of here.
What is it? Your Social Security card. You know what that means?
What?
It means if I die, you get all my Social Security.
She's like, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Yo, this is sad. I'm not laughing over your pain, bro. This is looking back. I'm going back to the older videos. She had a plan.
Really?
Yeah.
How much am I gonna get?
How much am I gonna get? She wants to know. Yo.
I don't know, about $100 a year.
$100?
Yeah, woohoo!
That's not what I came here for.
You won. You won the lottery.
That's the.
Okay, guys, stay tuned.
So, guys, of course, there are people who are chiming in about that whole Passport Bro situation, and they're happy to see a Passport Bro go through exactly this. Check it out.
Completely. The level of delusion that these passport bros have to live in to make this arrangement seem like it's based on something genuine and love-filled would be tragic if it weren't so exploitative. Because as a passport bro, you are on borrowed time, right? You don't see this other person as a human being. That's why you used your power and privilege and money to have some leverage over them. Their leverage over you is time, right? And so many of these passport bros have found themselves in these situations where they convince themselves that these are the women who will love them for what they provide and their money, etc. Key thing here being not for who they are as a person, because they've probably refused to evolve and grow as a person and become a legitimate, decent partner to women. When they were dating women where this wasn't the arrangement, they probably got a lot of feedback from women saying, this doesn't work for me, and your inability to be my partner in these ways doesn't work for me. And they went, well, I'm going to refuse to do that. And so they find themselves in these passport bro situations where they believe they found the formula.
Just keep in mind, guys, that this is the pipeline. And that man's wife, who's going through this tragic situation, she initiated this whole thing almost perfectly, right? The what not to be okay with. Brought her back here to the U.S. and immediately got where? On TikTok, where there's chicks like this woman.
The formula is power and privilege is on your side of the arrangement, and time is her leverage on her side of the arrangement. Because once she's had enough time there and she's been able to get herself into a different arrangement where she can be independent, she's gone. It's almost like we should be listening to women instead of just, I don't know, ending up in the same tragic, lonely patterns. Completely. The level of...
Listen to women.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
My husband talked to me the way that I talk to him sometimes, I would be in a literal puddle. Like, sometimes I am so mean to that man, and he's always so kind. And I know that if he ever returned the same words and the same tone, I would cry. Which leads me to think, like, why is it okay that I talk to him that way? Because
it's not okay. It's not okay. And you know what else isn't okay? You getting online and telling everybody, because it's not just the coffee pod and the thousands of people here. It's also every person who's seen this on TikTok. Millions of people and his friends. You're out here saying, I disrespect my husband. I talk to him like shit. This is crazy, bro.
I love him. Because if he were to talk to me the way that I talk to him, I'd be questioning if he loved me. So, yeah. I love that man. I gotta speak kindness into that man. Which I do. But, like, I need to be kinder. I love him.
What was the point of that? What was the point? There's some things that just shouldn't be put out online. Guys, I've said this a few times. When you see a lot of these chicks who are married not serve coffee, right? They'll say things like, hey, a woman can do the same thing as a man can do, as in we're in an equal partnership. Just know this is the type of dynamic they're in. Drink the coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Just know that man's getting told what to do. He's getting cursed at. He's getting yelled at by a hungry chick like this. Let's check out some of these comments. Top comment here says, I wonder if he secretly has a name for your extra chin. Ooh. Oh, the comments did not disappoint. Oh, we're about to get into this for sure. She responded back. Yo, let's see what she has to say.
Some of you guys have been getting real sassy in the comments, and I've been sassy right back. Some of you guys have been getting real sassy.
White size Lizzo is responding back after disrespecting her husband. Here, let's see. If you don't, this commenter says, well, if you don't end up changing, someone is going to do for him what you should be doing. But you'll see, because men can only take so much. Very true. Very true. Here's why, like, you can't joke around about real problems in relationships publicly, because number one, no one cares. Look, we're laughing at you, right? We're laughing at you. And another one's going to do this, and someone else can do this. So you can't take it too seriously. And I'm talking about online and social media. get on there and think, oh, these people are going to care about my problems. People do not care at the end of the day. And they don't have that emotional capacity to really empathize. And so they're just going to keep it as real as possible. And you're going to end up just embarrassing your husband. Yes, marriage is difficult and challenging. The last thing you want to do is get people involved in it who truly don't understand what's going on. Let's see what she had to say here. She responded.
Your husband is so lucky to have you. He should be doing more to keep you.
That's so sweet. Thank you. I agree.
Your husband.
Why is she always eating? What's put the fork down, ma'am. Oh, shoot. One day when he leaves, she won't understand why and will demonize him. Very true. Here, looks like she got him to do a video here and told him, hey, babe, get in here and show these people that I'm not a horrible person. This is only a matter of time. Don't buy any of that. Don't buy any of that. Somebody else here added, I hope he's cheating.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Here's another person who says, I hope he's getting some from a chick at work. She's obviously feeling some type of way about these comments to be responding to every last one of them. Let's see. Here's what somebody else had to say.
That I talk to him sometimes, I would be in a literal puddle. Sometimes I am so mean to that man, and he's always so kind. And I know that if he ever returned the same words and the same tone, I would cry.
You know what the saddest part is that I can't even say that this man can only take so much and that he will someday potentially leave, and you're going to be left thinking, why? What happened? I honestly can't say that because I don't think that's what's going to happen, because I know good men and I know that they will stay. I think that a lot of that has to do with men actually loving greater than women. They love and stay even.
Oh, yeah, they don't like this chick.
Even when there's a lack of kindness, effort, reciprocation, happiness. So when a woman comes on and she's very obviously aware of her lack of kindness,
right,
for her to not talk about sitting down with her husband and taking accountability and apologizing on top of changing, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, I think too, if this was a man who came out here and made this statement and comment, first off, most men won't do this because you're just going to get literally, they're going to try to take your head off because you're going to get held to the fire. But modern women feel more comfortable getting online and doing this.
I have a 19-year-old daughter. She met a really nice young man last summer. Great qualities, great family values, just overall really nice young man. He enlisted in the military at the end of last summer, so the relationship was short to begin with. They continued their relationship. We attended his military graduation with his family. He came home at Christmas time, asked her to marry him. So they're currently engaged.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, man, look at that caption. My daughter's cheating on her fiance. Should I tell him?
So she started hanging out with a gentleman from work and began cheating on her fiance.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I confronted her. We had a long talk. I suggested that she pause the relationship with the new person and speak with her fiance and let him know exactly what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I also suggested that potentially, because it was such a sticky and hairy situation, that she get a counselor to walk alongside her with her, and agreed. I offered to pay for it, and she scheduled an appointment with a counselor. Stated that what she was doing was wrong and that she wanted to speak to her fiance about everything. But I found out last week that she didn't stop cheating, didn't pause anything, hasn't spoken with her fiance. Yes. And to make things worse, she's planning on going to see him with his family at the end of this week.
Oh, wow. Does she live?
Let's just get the elephant out there. Just get it out there right now. Ma'am, you raised that.
With you?
She does, yes.
Ooh, does she work?
She does. She works full-time during the summer and then goes to college and works part-time when she's in college.
Man.
We've kind of been leading down that road where I've, given her not really the ultimatum, but I've said, like, you know, you need to tell him that or if you don't, then I will be forced to have that conversation either with him or his parents.
And I don't think that's the right move for you. I think that would be such a violation of her trust over time. I don't know that that's the right move. I think that she needs to bear the weight of this as she's an adult making adult decisions.
Right. Yep.
And I really think it's important that she understands she is choosing this.
Yep.
There hasn't been a line in the sand whereby mom has to is weaponizing our relationship. That's not what's happening here. Mom has a set of values that I'm choosing to not live into. So I'm choosing.
One thing I've noticed about this guy is he handles the male cheaters and the female cheaters very, very differently. Very, very differently. Definitely panders. Let's check out some of these comments. This commenter says, "Mom should just say his name. I'll tell him." Here's another comment that says, "It's always the guy from work. LMAO every time." Here's another comment that says, "Modern women." Here's somebody else that says, "Stay single, boys." Another comment here says, "There's no violation of trust when that person is untrustworthy." Here's another comment that says, please tell him, Mom, he needs not to go through that." I wonder what's the logic behind not telling in that situation. I see where he's coming from, but at the end of the day, if your whole family is going to be smiling in that man's face and acting like everything's all good, then you should let him know, right? Unless if you're planning to say, hey, I'm washing my hands from this whole situation, so on and so forth. What if she marries him? What if they get married?